Yo, Bear, what's up, man? Alright, a little bit different stream today. We gotta get this done. Have mucho work to do. A lot of work, a lot of work. Got my palette knives. There's probably a easier way to do this, but I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm lost. Essentially have to purify this white. Put it into tubes like this. All right. This is it right here. And I am highly annoyed that I have to do this. First thing we do, we have to, this is pretty much clean, but I'm gonna go over it one more time. A little bit of oil. Forgot to do that before the stream. Whatever. Give me a sec. Just a little bit. Let's clean it. Since we're dealing with white. Any color, really. Make sure it's nice and clean. Purified, purified. Ooh, art supply shop. Where are you shopping? Ooh, where are you shopping? This area right here is good. This is pretty good. I cleaned it pretty solidly the day before, and it's looking pretty good. This is like, I don't know, there's not really much value in this stream in terms of like technically, you know, learning things to do. This is me being bored, turning the stream on so I have somebody to talk to. It's not good for your channel. It probably isn't good for the channel. Do I care? No. But I'm gonna get some lead white out of this, which I am in desperate need of. I was using the Williamsburg lead white, which is nice. But it's a little bit stringy for what I want, especially for the initial layers. Putting the paint down, I prefer Michael Harding's. It's a little bit more substantial. I can control the thickness because it is a little bit thicker. I prefer having very thick paint because you can always thin it out. But Williamsburg Cremnitz white has very good texture. Very good texture. It's relatively expensive, as is Michael Harding's. I didn't want to waste it on a step that I wasn't keen on using it for, so I figured I'd try to salvage some of this Cremnitz white because I don't have any other. And this is the walnut oil brand of it, and this is extremely thick, like Jeff's mom's Kinkles. We've talked about his mom's Kinkles several times before. Here we go. I am highly annoyed I need to do this because I spent hours and this is all I got. Like this small little thing. I guess it's whatever. I have several of those tubes and I'm doing a giornata, a day's work, each tube, because I don't want to leave the tube open, so I have to cap it every single time so that it doesn't dry. See this stuff right here, let's see. Let me make sure this is showing up okay. Different camera. Just give me a second. Let me check the depth of field here. Let me see. Actually, I can see it now on this. 1 second, let me see. That's fine. I have to switch the camera around some. Is this what I was using? Why'd I have this? Anyway. But for chair. What's up, man? All right. This is extremely boring. This is going to be extremely boring. I'm just saying. I wish this was a better stream. I have been trying to get my head on straight. I always hit walls, but I don't have a lot of time for myself, and so I feel like I've lost a lot of direction in my work. Is this a good spot? Yeah, that's fun. And that's a problem, obviously. So there's so much junk in this. It's not, I don't know what the hell happened. Like, and the problem is, this is a tube that I've had for not long, but it was fine at first, and then all this junk started coming out, and I was like, okay, I don't think I can return it anymore. This is what I do for hours. And to be honest with you, I'm questioning whether this is even worth the time. The problem is that they don't have, QFX, what's up? They don't have, meaning Jerry's Artorama, Deep Blick, doesn't have this in stock right now, and I think they're getting in stock probably today or tomorrow, 5th of September. Today's, I think, the 4th. That's when they say. But I really do need this. Like, I've been struggling with this. I was like, okay, I could do this. You know, I kind of had to work myself up to do this. This is so annoying. So much junk in this. So I don't know what happened. It's just like a contaminated tube. And Michael Harding's is quality paint. I would say it's like one of the premiums. And I'm very surprised that was like this. I'd still recommend Michael Harding's. It's just a bad tube and it happens. But that's how my stuff looks too after dehydration session. Thought lead paint lasted forever. Lead paint? I mean, but this is, you're dealing with, the oil in it is congealed, whatever they used. So it's not like lead white never dries. Obviously it does dry. So yeah, guys, this is a stream. I thought I'd turn it on and just hang out. This sucks. This sucks. Like this is a particularly bad. I could technically throw all this stuff out, but I'm just trying to get whatever I can out of it because it does add up. This is just unreal how bad this is. Unreal. I should have put in the title, this is going to be one of the most boring art streams ever in the history of YouTube. This isn't even an art stream, this is just a frustration stream. This is a cautionary tale, just check your paints so you don't have to do this. The tube was over $100. And either I lose that, there we go, I got about a brush stroke right there. Grasshopper, what's up? I'm purifying this. This is a bad tube of lead white. I should probably just throw it out, but I really need it, and it's not in stock right now, so I'm cleaning it up. I was just asking Sloan and Gun Club what pre-made stuff was happening because I'm extremely bored and very perturbed that everybody did their little dodging shenanigans. All right, this is better. This is good paint right here. It's good paint. I kind of, Grasshopper, got to the point, and I haven't even touched the forums in forever. I can't even remember when. I know some people think that I'm no on it. That's not me. What the hell is this? Dude, everything is just freaking falling apart on me. This is my palette. This junk coming off. Maybe that's the next stream, is I just like clean my palette and complain about everything. Anyway, after you have the good paint, how are you gonna store it? Harvest the good paint in tubes. I'm gonna tube it, and just store it regular. It'll be fine. It's just the oil they used was, it was a bad batch. They should never have, I don't know how they didn't filter this out. It was just a very bad batch. This has some stuff in it. Never heard of her. Actually, it's been kind of quiet and we're trying to keep it that way. I just got a small order of flat brushes from Rosemary and Company. Had to pay additional for tariff crap. Didn't you just buy brushes? Didn't you just buy brushes? I mean, from my understanding with that stuff, it's supposed to eventually bring prices back down because isn't it they're putting those tariffs in to get some fair trade going because we're paying so much more? Like it's kind of, there is a strategy behind it, is my understanding. But like maybe at the expense of higher prices at first. I don't know. Guys, this is horrible. Here we go. 2 brush strokes. There is so much junk in this one. It's not even funny. Oh my gosh. I'm going to try to just take this out. This is a lot of junk. Look at all that. That's way over your head, yeah. My thing is just wait and watch. I'm not big on economics. But I do know we were getting screwed with a lot of things. I mean, I think everybody was aware of that. Like, you want to have fair trade, right? I mean, so, but like, I'm not ever going to get into the politics of it. I'm trying not to politicize it, even though everything is, but I'm just saying I'm not an economics major. But I think that's the idea behind it. Is you have to have some bargaining tool to, it's like, it's going to save us money overall. It's just, this is how it looks. And it makes sense. It's kind of like, almost like spend money to make money. The strategy was they wouldn't get tariffs back and the whole market would collapse. That doesn't make sense. Did some outdoor painting, and man, I suck. Not sure I'm comfy outside. Well, it takes time, right? I mean, because the values change, and you just need to get used to it. It's like anything. You know what? Where did I see this the other? Like, I don't know if it was a video I watched. Oh, it was a post that I read. It was on X, and it said most people quit. And most people with like talent quit. And so like it's not that hard in essence to get ahead. You just don't quit. And so a lot of people don't even start. You know where I'm going with this. So just keep going with it, right? And get over those humps because that's what everybody goes through. I go through it. Look, it's hard painting outside. It is extremely hard. It is extremely hard. the values change, the lighting changes. It's hard to see your board out there. Like, you have to key up off your palette, off the colors on your palette. They're constantly changing. You see way more outside. If you bring it inside, it oftentimes looks more refined. But outside, you see everything wrong. It's very difficult. Jeffrey, my dear boy, what brand is it? Are you talking about this, the paint? This is Michael Harding's. Or are you talking to Butt for Chair with the kinds of brushes? See, this is good. See, here's the thing. There is a lot of good paint in here. I just have to get, see, that's good. Very good paint. Very good paint. Let's get a little bit larger pieces. Okay. See, this is good. I like this. I like what I'm seeing. Small palette knife for maximum detail and efficiency. There we go. Have you found it has a lot of junk too, Jeff? Have you had Michael Harding's before? Because this is a whole lot of lead white. But Odin's great beard is Jeff. Oh, Jeff, my dear boy Jeff. I can't get Michael Harding's Cremnitz white in my country where it's in the country where it's made, but I can make kilos myself or buy it from Rublev and make it make sense. Actually, that's what I might have. Rublev's, which I'm thinking Rublev's lead white, not Williamsburg, aren't I? I think I mixed the lead whites up. Rublev is extremely good. Do the same custard, because of the prices. Yeah, in fact, I actually have lead white. I just didn't want to. You have to wear a mask, and it's just a pain in the ass to grind lead white. Which I've done before, I just don't want to do it right now. I have a grinding table and everything. Okay. I think this is some indiscrepancies here. I'm trying to get all the junk. Is this one? Yep. Here it is. Let's take that. There you go. Take this. There. So I'm putting it on a napkin right here. It's just y'all can't see it. Y'all don't want to see it. It's just junk. There we go. All right. So how's everybody been? Obviously, I've been keeping up with Discord. Just took a little break from streaming for a little bit. No dust is made. Yeah, but when you like first start, you know, you don't want to breathe that stuff in. Like if you have the powder, the oil forces the water out, right? Oh, wait. You're saying, did you start with, what did you start with? Oko, what's up? Are you doing Mythics? Is that what you're doing? I've been trying to figure out what you were doing. I've been trying to figure out if you're still running with Cry. Because there's rumors that that's not happening. And I am mucho curioso. say mold lead white wet. Oh, you can mold lead white wet. So you put it in water and then mull it? Huh. I don't know about that. I guess you can. I guess you can. Might be able to. I like RGH lead white. What is RGH? It's cheap and good. I don't have too much space to prepare stacked lead white for now. RGH is California. Is in California. Okay. To Cremnitz white for Blue Ridge Oil Company. I don't like. They used to have good paint. I don't like it anymore because I think they're using safflower oil, which just never dries. It must be pretty cheap for you as well. What? The RGH? I haven't even checked. I haven't even heard of the brand. Pigment paste, okay. I mean, I could. I just, you know, I was saying I just don't feel like doing it, but this is worse. So I'm an idiot. It's the traditional way and the safest way you work it wet. Okay, cool. You know what? It's funny because a lot of people ground lead white at our school. I've never seen that before. Maybe they did it, and I just never saw that. I've never heard of that. That's good to know. See, this is why I stream. I learn more than you guys learn, obviously. How much you pay in Harding in USA Group 1 burn sienna? I can't answer the sienna, but for this tube, it was like, which is 225 milliliters. It was listed price is 106 right now, so you add tax, it's probably like $115 at least. With shipping, it's 120. But it lasts a while, and it's very good paint. And like for me, it's worth it because I make it back in the commissions. It like, yeah, it's worth me doing this, to be honest with you. And it gives me an excuse to stream where I don't really need to focus on doing a painting right now, which I'm just pretty tired in general. Okay. We're trying to get the good work going again. I feel like my work, it has been, not I feel like, it has been, my work has been extremely subpar, and a lot of it has been my direction, my mentality, and so I'm trying to get that back. A reset, right? This is what you do. This is normal. You kind of sometimes, and it's very normal when you're working alone. That's why it's important to work with other people of like mind who are enthusiastic because you can play off them. In fact, it helps. You guys help because you're always so enthusiastic with Discord and stuff, and always talking about these things, and it keeps me into it, right? That's the oil I want. Yeah, I mean it's not cheap, but guys, I mean it lasts a long time unless you're just like using a shit ton of it all the time. Doing Mythic Keys, Nomadic has been leading Epics, VG's farming all the fails with the skeleton crew. Gotcha. Yeah. I'm just so disappointed that nobody ever wanted to really fight. It's just unreal. They're like, it's the biggest bunch of pussies I've ever seen. There's always some excuse or some criteria we needed to meet and it was some stupid thing. And it's like, dude, I have a life outside of the game. I don't want to, like, what is going on? See, this is good paint here. This is good. I like this. There's some stuff. So it'll be worth it. We got some, I'll tube this and everything, so that'll be, no, I was going to say it'll be interesting. That's not going to be interesting. That's not going to be interesting. This whole thing is dumb. Never get yourselves in this position. What was that piece? I saw something. Yeah, whatever. This is good. Yeah, the Michael Harding stuff, I don't know what is going on with them, but they need to have this stuff purified because this should never happen. Even for a tube that's like a year or two old, it should not happen. Now, I can see if it's going like 10 years or something, fine. But it's all natural. It shouldn't do this stuff. It's like there's no oxygen. The problem is, I think what happened, there's lots of bubbles in there. It was like very bubbly. But even so, there were there's some crazy big chunks of like yellow oil just congealed, totally solid in the paint. I've never seen it this bad before. I've never seen it this bad before. Jeff spent so much money in 5 tubes of lead white of Michael Hardings and all of them filled with junk. I don't want to use them anymore. Sometimes it's good to have some commercial tubes for versatility. So you're saying the RGH. That is good. I just need something that's like kind of like this. Serenity now. Serenity now, insanity later. Michael Hardings just seems like the fancy schmancy thing to buy, and they sure charge for it. The rest of their colors are pretty good. That's like the normal price for paint quality. They want to fight now in absence of Nomadic and crew have been hunted by other communities, and they still get farmed by CN3D. I never painted with great quality lead, but if I charge 120 a tube for it, it needs to be beyond flawless every tube. I agree. It should be like, it should be good. You're paying for good quality. Like, and this is my decision to do this, that I'm taking the time to do this, but I am taking time where I would otherwise be working to do the job that they should have done. And I'm paid them for it. All right, so this is on me. This is on me, but still, it should never have come to this in the first place. And to be honest with you, I'm doing this right now. This is how much I have, okay? Right here. This is the big paint. This is, look, there's still a lot in here. Look at this. This is still thick. This is what we got out. We got about a squeeze out. I'm just trying to get enough where I have enough for like the next painting, right? Which I probably already do, because I have another tube that I did day before, whenever. RGH. Is it good quality paint, Jeff? Like, is it thick or is it like stringy? Because I'm going for thick, something that I can go from thick and water it down if I need to. MH is going downhill, in my opinion. Their marketing and no, Michael Harding's is going downhill. And Miracle Products, a strange pigment. Is Michael Harding still there, or did he sell his company? Because that guy, I actually met him, and he was very passionate. It didn't seem like he was the type of person that would let something become this, right? Like, I can see this stuff happening if the main's not there anymore. But I've always promoted his work, his products. And guys, I'm not saying that to be good at painting, you need this stuff. This is just what I use. I don't recommend this to beginners. And I don't recommend this to people who aren't making living with painting. Unless you can afford it, if you want it, fine. It's not going to make you necessarily better at your work, right? You don't need good paint to do that. I didn't start with Michael Harding's. I've used all sorts of crappy paint, and because the quality was lost on me as a beginner. So you don't need this good paint, but there are there are benefits to it that, as you progress, you're able to take advantage of once you get to that level. Which for me, I've been at that level since week 2 of painting, just because I'm so smart and good and talented. Okay, well-oiled, 6-pack, but that's my point. You don't need this, but if you're going to pay for it, damn well should be good. And is it? No, it's not. That is a problem. Very hexed. I am hexed. Or vexed. Vexed, not hexed. It's not a curse. They're playing tomorrow in their mediums. I can send a photo of painting I'm working with. Okay, I've missed you, by the way, man. I've wondered where you were. Who told me you were doing Mythics? I think it was Sloan told me. I was asking what was going on with everything. Good to know I'm registered retailer of Harding's, just deciding to buy them or not. Oh yeah, if you want it or not. QFX, was that week 2 before or after 15 years? Shut up! That's nice and thick, right from the tube. It holds the texture. I like that. Okay, RGH, that's what we're going to do. What sites does Dick Blick and Jerry's Arnorama sell this stuff? Where can you buy it? I suppose I could just look it up. I'm the type of person who doesn't look things up, and I prefer to ask people the hard way and wait for a response. Have other people... I'm serious about this. And it doesn't make sense, but that's what I do, apparently. Let's do that right there, because I think this one is actually good. Oh, there's a piece. There's a couple, actually. No! It's so sticky. They have their own page. Okay, cool. I'll take that. RGH. So I just type in RGH pigments. I never would have found this. That's what I should do. I need to take advantage of Jeff, because Jeff is extremely poor. He's always suffering. He doesn't eat. But yet he has still the taste of somebody who is at the upper echelons of painting. So he knows how to scrounge and get the best. Plus he knows all the numbers and stuff, what they mean on the tubes. That's a plus, right? Jeff knows hardship, right? Oftentimes he does this to me. I told you, you do the food thing to yourself. There's ways around that. Even I can figure that out. I'm the worst at eating. You're worse than I am. That's why you weigh like 10 pounds. Sorry. 20 kilos. No. 5 kilos. 5. Everybody else uses kilos, we use pounds. But, I should just be asking Jeffrey Livingston IV, the Terror of Peru. The Terror of Peru! Ron, what's up? How's it going? The Terror of Peru, guys. I didn't sugarcoat this. I said this would suck, and it does. I'm sorry, it does. We're just picking stuff out. I know purifying seems... No, there is a way to purify your oils, actually. You can put them in a glass container with marbles. And the oil will actually... The marbles collect all the dirt on it. I've seen, like, actually, one of my friends do this at school before. So there's that purification. That's the cool way of doing it. This is me hand doing it like a freaking monkey. don't do what I'm doing. This is a cautionary stream. Just don't do what I'm doing. Buy RGH. RGH, all right? RGH. RGH. What's that? Okay, I think this is good. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. I can't throw this whole tube out because there's still like some redeeming pieces. Well, that's a huge piece in there. There's still pure paint. This is one of those things I'm just going to think how it feels when I'm done. Oh! What else weighs 5 kilos? Didn't you know you had friends at F? Didn't know you had friends. You were just on fire. You want me to answer the kilo question? Need to get the campfire. You stupid idiot. Every time. Let's get the campfire going. You send me these emotes of like a fire and like a bear humping a tree or something. Ever since freaking Gears came in, he's like, hey, you go camping? Some stupid penis joke. Lots of people reporting issues with Harding's watercolor as well, medium separation, etc. Guess quality went down, but for defense on both oils and watercolors, all pigments bind differently. But that's their job, and it didn't always used to be this way. And I agree with you. I know where you're going with this. I know you're not defending them. You're correct. But I mean, they should know this. He's been doing this for 30 years. Yeah, it's been about 30 years he's been doing this stuff. Look, you can put, like, I literally have some binder. I have aluminum stearate that I put a little bit into every mixture that I do, and it keeps. And I still have tubes that I ground 10 years ago that are fine. It's not doing this. They're not cleaning their machines out. And they're just like scraping the bottom of the barrel stuff and just putting in the tubes. There's no way, like, it doesn't just happen when it's on the shelf. Well, you know what? It could happen. I don't know, but this is extreme. This. Send a photo of painting that I'm doing with RGH. The Discord. Nice. Let me put this over here so I can actually look at the camera at the same time. That is almost in my way. That's not going to work. Let's put it right here. Can't read it, but I'm going to try. Pigment and oil, they have one job. You had one job. Came back from work, so I'm watching a movie later and drawing a dog. That's the plan for the evening. Nice. Is it your dog or is it a reference photo? Camping trip, Gears goes fishing all days. At night, he goes fishing. Those are stupid. I mean, all right. Look at this. You see how... Look at all this junk that's in there. Can y'all see this? Look at how bumpy that is. I'm pretty sure y'all can see this. Anyway. There is so much junk in this that it's ridiculous. This is absolutely absurd. This should never be this bad. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm probably not going to do this whole tube. But I'm going to get enough where I can get like a painting out of it. I'm going to throw the rest away. I'm not going to do this. If they're putting stuff in their paint, I'm going to see how RGH is. Because Jeff uses it, which is a solid endorsement for me because he knows what he's doing. Jeff's superpower is his ability to discern good paints. He's very good at that. He's very good at finding the good paints and being able to explain why they're good, right? That's Jeff's superpower. All right. His weakness is that he does not eat, so he weighs less than a feather. and he hardly has any energy, and then he almost kills himself. Right? That's his weakness. We need his mom to give him advice on how she keeps her cankles going. All right? But he doesn't respect his parents like I do. So, it's just one of the downsides. Right, this is junk here. I'm going to try to... Let's see if I can get anything out of this. Yeah, I can. Let's let this out. There we go. You had one job. Old Holland brings me bad memories. Old Holland is way more expensive. Makes my brain shrink and be dumber each day. Try some fine shear lights and work it through the material, and chunks will not go through, but the paint will. Oh, tights? I thought about that, but it's not going to... Fine shear tights? I don't have tights. And this is thicker paint, so I think it would just clump up. Like, you'd have to have something extremely durable that would not break when you really press it through. Maybe you're right. This is the thing. This is not my forte here. This is a cautionary stream. Cautionary. Do not do what I'm doing. At least I'm honest about that. Okay. That wasn't worth how much time I just spent there. Okay. This blows. Lucas 1862. What is that? I just mix different brands. I guide by the pigment and their consist. Oh, you guide. You judge by the consistency. The ones I use are like $6 besides the lead white. It's just a small drawing. A colleague wanted of their dog. Gotcha. $2 paint. This blows. Do not ever do what I'm doing here. It is a waste of time. Kind of is. I think if I wasn't streaming this right now, like, it's streams kind of making it worth my time because I haven't streamed in a while. I kind of feel like I need this. I really do. I need to talk to you guys. It's been too long. This blows. Why am I doing this? It's free if you just take it right. That's an important question. Michael Harding's one is filled with weird textures, though. This is... Here's the thing. They were out of lead white, and I was about to go and buy another tube. And I'm grateful that they were out, because now I don't think I want to buy another tube, to be honest with you. I think I probably dodged a bullet with that. And look, if they start doing quality again. But I'm not going to take this risk. Cocaine with oil. Heard Harding's colors have gigachroma. I don't want to mix all day. So, I don't use, as you know, my palette's relatively limited. The ultramarine blue is not gigachroma. The He has a very good cadmium red. That's not Gigachroma. I kind of wish it was though, that one. The Gigachroma is his yellow ochre, and I just despise it. It absorbs all the color. It's just milky. It's weird. I don't like his the yellow ochre. Other people might. I don't know. Maybe there's, you know, a good reason for it. I don't know. I'm not even going to try that. This is unreal. Guys, look, I just want to point this out. Look at this. Can y'all see this? Is this, like, this is all junk. Let me see. I want to see where this is focusing, because it's kind of... Okay, that's a little bit fuzzy there. I see where the depth of field is. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. Bring this over this way just a little bit. Check this out. Right here, this is where it's focusing. Look at this. Can y'all see that? All this stuff in here is junk. It's unreal. Like, this is all just so much junk in here. It's just, there's no excuse for any paint, even the cheap crap paint. Unreal. But again, I'm choosing to do this. But this right here is good paint. See, that's the thing. That's a lot of paint we got. Right? That's a couple sessions of painting right there. And it's good paint. It is good paint. But at what cost? At what cost? We don't know. At what cost? Whoops. I have something to prop this thing up on. Ooh. Use this. Ah, wait. This will work. Tape measure. There you go. That's better. Wait a second. What did your classmates do? Cheaper mix medical pills with oil? Why? They were doing drugs? Takis? I don't know what that is. Their yellow ochre sucks. Ass, you were correct. Rublev. And that's what I was saying. Rublev, not Williamsburg. Rublev is very good. The Blue Ridge? Huh. Looks like straw in that. It's weird, man. It's like, it's very extreme. This, I think, is pretty smooth. The annoying, like, the big things are pretty easy to get out, obviously. It's just those little small pieces. That's why I'm doing this. I'm trying to really find them. There's one here. That's good enough. You know, if you get one or two pieces, you can always take them out. But it's just, there's no excuse. There's that piece. Good. It's looking pretty good. There's some here. Yeah, because I just need enough to hold me over. I don't even think, like, I know I'll be throwing out some good white, but it's just not worth my time going through this whole thing. This is just unreal. Oh, gosh. processes. Anyway, switch the music up. 1 second, guys. Woo! All right. I'm gonna see if I can get the camera a little bit more overhead. I might try to do that actually, so that there's a better look to it. Let me switch the music really quick, and then I'm gonna mess with the camera just for a second. See if I can get it a little bit better than it is. Delete. All right, so this is not gonna be nerdy music at all. I'm just putting it out there. This is gonna be really cool music. All right, really cool. Here we go. Now, let's do this. Idea. Boom! Let's try this. Look at that. Dang it. There we go. We should be able to see this better. Right? Maybe. I don't know if this is going to work at all, actually. Bring it forward some. Oh yeah, right there. Oh my gosh, this thing is about to touch. Don't want that. It's dumb. Just wrap it around here. It's my tape. Let's do this. This is a very smart move. Right? I know y'all can't see what I'm doing, but it's kind of smart. Okay. Now, lower. Damn, if I could turn it sideways. Oh, if I did this. Sorry, I'm gonna get it. This is gonna be worth it. 1 second. Write this shit down. This is like the most dumb setup I've ever done in my life. If I move this back this way, though. Right here. A little bit. Oh no, that fell. A second, guys. You should have done this before the stream started. Shut up. What's wrong with you? I would have done. Shut up. Let's try that. Damn it. Right there. Okay. There. Okay. Now, palette knife. Just bear in mind that I am doing this for you guys. I see everything. Y'all don't. It's too close. Oh, yeah? Ooh. Oh. Yes. You can see my frustration. There. Let's go higher up. Yes, yes. Get this out. Don't need this anymore. Dun, 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 dun. Go. Lower. Nope. Yes. Get higher up. What's that? Oh, yeah. Here you go. So this is a better shot. There you go, guys. That's a better shot for you. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. See? Man, that's how we do it. Could I have done this before? It's more complicated than that. Bum, 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 bum. I just want y'all to really see the pain that I'm experiencing right now. It's not blocking. Almost is. Not quite. Sucks. There's some light. I need more light. More light! Dragon's sake. Use plastic things to contain the vinegar and wood to hold the sheets and not touch the vinegar. Oh my gosh. I don't even know if this is worth it. Freaking ball sack. Why do I do this? Why? It sounds strongly. How else are you going to learn how to clean up our paint? The sinister melodramatic music goes well with it. Anyone can stream painting, but this is useful. Thanks, Grasshopper, for giving me a direction with this. A little bit of encouragement. She knew that I needed. There are days when I could just think about the things that I do and just shake my head for hours. Just shake. So there'd be like, damn. I was supposed to do the right. Yeah, I know. But again, it's like I should have probably returned this way sooner than I did. My reasoning was I had it for a little bit of time, not a lot. I think I had it for like a year or something, and then I was using it, and it wasn't as bad at first, but then it started getting bad, so I used a bit of it, and I was like, I think it's probably too late. I felt like I had used too much to return it. And then it started getting really bad. And then it got to the point where I couldn't use it. And it's like, you see where we're at right now. It's like, what am I going to do? You know, this. What are we going to do? So that's why I'm salvaging stuff. And it's kind of one of those things that blindsided me. I didn't think that this would happen. I was like, Michael Harding's always promoted Michael Harding's. Like, I met the guy, blah, blah, blah. But you can't deny it. This sucks. Oh yeah, you remember Hal. Yeah, we need Hal back. We do need Hal back. The Hal Beast, the creature. That was fun. Yeah, like, paint should last. Oiled paint in particular should last for quite some time. It should last. But, like, I'm choosing to do this. And I should have, you know, returned it. And that's how we learn. Now I'll know if this stuff happens again, I'm immediately returning it. No matter, I don't care what brand it is. I'll return it, but this I just didn't expect. I mean, Michael Harding's is better paint than this. Is the music already? Is the ominous music? I'm going to do one more play of this one. Just because I'm too lazy to change the song around. Grasshopper, are you looking forward to Midnight? Did you like the cinematic? Those are my two questions. There's no wrong answer. But there is a right answer. There's only one. This is so bad. No, I haven't even looked at it. I want it to be a surprise, or I'd likely get tired of it before it's released. That's actually a very good reason to not look at something. You just want it to be a surprise. You don't want to have to, like, you want to have that sense of wonder. It's a good thing. Well, I didn't like the trailer at first, but the more I watch it, the better I think it is. And it might have been some of my bias towards Blizzard because I think they've gone so soft in the recent years, and so I probably was projecting a lot of that stuff, but looking at the trailer, I don't think that's the case anymore. At least in terms of the trailer. So when you watch it, it's a weird cat, a very vintage design. We're still talking about RGH, or are we talking about something else? Vintage is good, I guess. Pretty good. Isn't the rest going to chunk up too after more time if you turn that way in a year? As long as... Jeff, I'll see you, buddy. It's good having you here. No, I don't think it is. This shouldn't. This shouldn't. I'm going to put it in a tube, and when I put it in a tube, I really, like, keep dropping it so it gets all the bubbles, all the air out and stuff. So I make sure there's no air in it. And if I really wanted to, I could put some aluminum stearate in it, but I don't think I need to. I'm not too concerned because I'm going to go with the RGH after this. So we'll have the lead white. We're good. Like I said, I'm just trying to salvage enough to be able to do the next painting that I'm doing, which is a landscape painting, a Texas landscape, which is actually going to be a good one. I've been planning this one out, kind of more meditating about it a lot, getting my head in the right space for it. It's going to be, I think it should be a good one. This is one. This is the one where we get player housing. It is, yes. Deacon's planning a whole RR neighborhood. That sounds really cool. I think the downside is that they only allow 200 people. Is it 200 or is it 50? I think 200. I think you can get it, and y'all have a mega guild. The RGH. I'm glad because, like I said, I'd rather have the paint thick, right? I'd rather have it thick so that I can water it down. I don't like it thin because then it's like you can't get thick afterwards unless you were to add more pigment in. It's just, you don't want to do that. It's not the way to go. The thing is, though, I love this consistency of Michael Harden's. Like, I don't know. If he ever gets back on his game with this stuff, to me, the paint is worth it because it's solid. Not that this is important, but is there walnut oil version of the RGH? Again, I could look this up, but I'm not right now. Block X paints are good. Ooh. Strong class. You got any new hot models? It's the same models. Yeah, I have my own RR neighborhood. Technically, I am. I was talking to Xerx. I was like, we need to start some guild. Some stupid ass name in it. I don't know. I think the player housing is going to be cool. It'd be fun. I just like that they're showing some signs of life. Gosh, it's like they just kind of gave up for a while. No, I'm on good. I told you, Grasshopper, Deacon sincerely apologized to me, and that happens. I take it. He didn't need to, and he did. So we're good now. That was a good thing. Due for a new community, yeah. Well, just don't know. All I ever do right now is do arena with Xerx. That's it. And barter. We've started doing some threes with them. And I was talking to Sloan and Gun Club earlier today. I said, well, I don't think Gun Club's read it, but Sloan was responding. I said, something interesting needs to happen because it's just been boring. Because I really want there to be some, like, fights going on, but nobody ever wants to fight each other. They only want to win. And it's just annoying to me. Like, everybody's always just afraid of losing, so then they dodge and all this stuff. And that's why I lost interest in pre-mades, because we were only fighting pugs, and that's not cool. Yeah, it's not locker room talk that offends me. That's not it. That wasn't it. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. Like, it's not worth it. But I found he was sincere, and so I respect that. Let things go. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. The whole thing is stupid. I'd rather be on good terms with people, honestly. But I want to fight people. That's the thing. Nobody wants to fight. It's like there's no competition. Because when there is competition, you can't beat them because they're just invincible, but we'll fight them. And when it's evenly matched, every time our opponents just don't want to play. It's like that's how it is most of the time. And I have to say, our group only queues AV, and I think that's a serious problem. We need to be queuing epics, but we haven't been running because of all this stuff. Here we go. Yeah, the locker room talk is the best thing. Like talking trash is fun to me. Like, stupid stuff is fun. That's not a problem at all. It's not a problem. Anyway, all right. This is looking better. All right, how long have we been at this? What time is it? Let's see what time it is. I can't tell from here. Yeah, doesn't matter. $2:20, $2:30. Is it 2:30? Still have some time. No, reach the end again. All right. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Ooh. Switch the music up. What should we do? Do this. Oh, me. Whew. It's too easy for them to get into accusing the other teams of cheating, hacking, exploiting, etc. But it's funny that they use the same BS accusations. Yeah, it's the same thing. That's why it's like, I haven't even checked the forums because it's always the same stuff. It's just such a waste of time. I'm just so disappointed because there was so much potential. If people could just let their egos go, which they can't. This stupid game, it's unreal. Look at this. Look at all this stuff, guys. This is what I have. Right here. Look at this. Bunch of stuff. But we're getting some paint out of it. You need some cheesecloth to squeeze all that through. Cheesecloth? What is cheesecloth? And somebody said something about something else that I didn't know what it was. Some leggings or something? Like, if there's an easier way to do this, obviously I'm open to it. I don't think there is there? No! Dang it. Push it through a sock. If it's used one, it's probably going to come out yellow ochre. I can't see anything working like that. Guys, look at this one. Y'all see this? Look at this. Look at that. Wow. It's unreal. It's cotton cloth, but loosely woven, so there's tiny holes used to squeeze the milk out of cheese or seeds out of jam. But wouldn't you get like the fibers in there too? You would get a bunch of junk, wouldn't you? And like, this is still pretty thick. I wouldn't think that, I would think, I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. If you're right, I'm going to be so angry at myself for doing it this way. This is just like torture. It makes no sense. Ooh, wait, is that a piece? Oops. Ah, damn. Palette knife. Yeah, that is a piece. Have you been running with Renee, Grasshopper? Come on. Haven't seen her on much. She's been with HK when she is HK. Oh, HK is Heavenly Knights. That's right. Okay, got it. That's right. I wasn't sure if that was a person. CN is still running, aren't they? There's a piece that I'm looking for here. Where is it? Let's see it. Namak's been running CN games at the usual time. Does Crystar still play? Ooh. Haven't heard anything about Crystar not playing. Haven't seen him on much, but it's that time of the year. Yeah, I can see that. Cool. This is good paint. It's paint like this that makes me want to keep on purifying everything. That's how it should look right there. It's good. It's good paint. There's a spot. There's a couple actually in here. Is the Texas landscape going to have another White House? No. No, it's not. It's going to be good. We're going to enjoy this one. I've just been, see, and in fact, that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, is that I want to have some, I didn't want to use the Rublev white that I have because it's a different consistency. This is what I wanted for it. But the Rublev I'm going to use kind of on top because it has a certain effect that I like, especially for clouds. So I'll use that on the top, but for this I wanted, so I'm just like, in addition to brainstorming the painting, figuring out what my client wanted, and trying to make it something that I'm actually into, so it's just going to be a solid piece of work. Like I've been figuring that stuff out at the same time doing this, preparing and stuff for it, and so hopefully, and that preparation should pay off. You know. sometimes it's like, sometimes I rush to get things started, and then I get things finished. Like, it takes me longer to get them finished because I rush to get them started. Whereas if you take your time to prepare, you're more efficient in your work, you get things done quicker, and it looks better. And so that's the hope here. Either way, it's a good habit to get into. It's just like solid preparation. It's like I was thinking about how I want to paint this, and then you go, okay, this is how I want it painted. What's it going to require? And then you go through the requirements. And this was one of them. Is getting this stuff, you know, making sure this paint's good. Is it? Yeah, good. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good one. Right? You don't want like the analysis paralysis type thing. You start, you overthink it, start hating it. It's like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Like you can overanalyze things, and so that's one of the things with painting for me is when I'm working on a piece, you have to balance the preparation part to the part where you're like, okay, you have to think of the mentality of getting it done, like within a day's work. Okay, what do I want to accomplish? Let's just go in, like you can get it done. It doesn't need to be, oh, I'm always prepping. Because with this, you're supposed to prep and build up to it, but sometimes you can overdo it and work so slow and you don't get anything done, and it takes away any momentum. Like you can't get momentum because of it. But if you paint with the mentality of finishing it, coupled with preparation, that's the best. Prepare for it, but then you say, okay, let's get done what we need to get done. And you oftentimes I paint more efficiently that way. But it does come to the point where you need to get started. So some insight to this, I said to myself, okay, this week, if I get this work, this thing, like the white here, then I can get started on Friday, have a base block in on the 20 by 30 board that I'm painting on, and then by Monday or Tuesday, it's ready to work on again because I have that solid coat down first. So that's the idea. That's why I'm right now doing this, because I'm not doing another stream where I am purifying the white. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to. This is just too much. This is the most boring freaking thing ever. I could be painting right now. Let's see. Let me see what time it is. Stand up to see because I can't. It is 2:44. Okay, 2:44. So maybe I do this another hour and then I do some drawing. Another hour I should have about that much. Maybe. Which is like half a tube. Which is enough. Like this is good right here. This is solid. This is enough for the painting for what I need. Right here, this is enough. So we're in good shape. This is good. Learn from me, cautionary stream. Don't do what I'm doing. It's just too much. It's got to be good paint to take the time to do that. The company should be paying you for this kind of advertisement. I don't know if this is the type of PR that they want, saying this should never happen, blah, blah, blah. I did not put Michael Harding's in the comments or in the title of the video. I don't know. But yeah, this should never happen. It really should not happen. This is like premium paint. And this isn't the first time this has happened, but this is the most extreme case that I've seen. Like, I've had chunks before, and I kind of get past them. Like, every once in a while you find something in the paint. You take it out. Right? But this kept on happening, and then it just got worse and worse and worse. It was unreal. That's not bad. Yeah, and this is good. This is good paint. It is good paint. Like, I just, you know. All right, let's do another one. That's a lot. You know, maybe down the road, if I need it, deem it worthy, I'll finish the rest. But that's probably all I'm going to do for this round. Should send this to the paint company to show them and get them to send you free paint to keep it quiet. Yeah. You should do that. Don't want this to go viral. Send me paint. And they send me more of the shitty paint. It shows me like just doing the same thing. I just have to purify it more. They're like, he's an idiot. Look at him. It's like, look at the monkey go. That's not even worth it. There's so much in there. Did you ever watch Legend with Tom Cruise as a kid? It was like a kind of a adventure fantasy movie. It was one of the first ones. I think it was one of the first. It was probably, I think it was back in like, it was in the 80s, definitely like 84, 5 or 6 or something like that. It had like goblins and unicorns and all that stuff, like magical creatures. It's one of the first movies that kind of got my imagination going with that type of fantasy world. I remember as a kid watching it, and the music kind of reminds me of it. The music's Diablo, but it's yeah, you don't remember it. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. In fact, I haven't seen it recently, but I saw it since I was a kid, and when I was much older, and I remember thinking this is still a very good movie, and it's very imaginative. It was very creative. Did I just move the camera? I think we're okay. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. I just kicked it. Anyway, let me make sure that the focus is still good on it. Let me see if I can focus it a little bit better. I think that's better. Is it better? Or is it not better? I think it's okay. Something like that. Anyway. Oh. Anyway, it was a good movie. This is Diablo 1 soundtrack, but it kind of... The reason why I like listening to this type of stuff, especially when I'm doing like streams or something, it kind of gets my imagination going. And it's not like, it doesn't get in your head like songs with words in them do, like lyrics. Some of the movies of the last 10 years sucked. It's just sad. I don't watch anything anymore. That's because they're trying to... Yeah, no, I agree. And I was about to go off, but I'm not going to. I agree with you 100%. They do. It's like... They do suck. I've watched... That's why I started watching like more foreign movies and stuff outside of... You know, especially the... I haven't watched them recently, but the K-dramas, a lot of them have very good sense of humor to them, and they're just fun to watch, and they have this freshness to them. There's some, you know, the base plot, reoccurring themes and such, but there is like a degree of uniqueness to it and some freedom that seems that I don't know what the hell Hollywood's doing. Actually, I do. I don't like that they've like, yeah. Anyway, they've kind of lost the magic. that they once had for whatever reason. But I'm with you there. And so the older movies and stuff, and it's much better. 9% in movies the last 10 years. Movies have kind of sucked since the writer's strike. When did that happen? That was like, what year was that? Was it within the last 5 years, or was it like 5 years ago? Like I remember it happening. I just like my time frame is off. Good. This is good paint. Good paint. Whew, there's a piece. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they'll get better. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Like almost 20 years ago, but it was long and... Are you sure it was 20 years ago? Really? I feel it was like 5 years ago or something. Huh. Even the Lord of the Rings stuff sucks now, which is super disappointing. Yeah. I remember the Willow sucked. That one did. It's like the Willow 2. Oh my gosh. Dude. I'm not even going to try. This is all a giant chunk. That's the largest one I've gotten so far. Amazon dumped $1 billion on the 2 seasons. The reviews were so terrible. Yeah. Yeah. It sucks. Yeah, I haven't watched them. The Ring. I haven't watched that. They're coming out with a new Lord of the Rings though, I think, right? I think Peter Jackson's actually directing it this time. I think this is good. Is that a piece? Is this a piece? No. The thing is, it's thick paint to begin with, so sometimes I get faked out. I think that something's a chunk and it's not. Aragon movie, that has the potential to be good, especially if they don't put like DEI in it. You know, I think it screws up the storytelling and people are very tired of that stuff now. Music, music, music. What should we listen to? Let's do... Let's do this. This, but I'm gonna skip. Oh man, a MMO would be good. Yeah, that'd be really cool if they had a Lord of the Rings one. That'd be really cool. They did a good job, obviously, but I feel like Amazon can't do anything good though. Hopefully they don't do anything like that. They did no, they didn't do Lost Ark. They did New World. But they made it so like it was like very PC and all this stuff, and I don't like that. I'm sick of this. But it was a half decent game. Yeah, the MMO for LOTR was bad. I played some of it a long time ago. You were playing music outside the inn as a bard? Hmm. I've played some LTR games on the PlayStation 2 with the Blood. Those were pretty sweet. Oh yeah, I did too, actually. I forgot about that. Yeah, there was a really good one. I forgot what it was called. But you could be Legolas. You had 4 choices. Legolas, Aragorn, I think Gimli, and maybe Frodo. I think. And it was really good. Did I just hit this thing again? Whatever. Can't have pushed it that far. But yeah, like, what I want, I don't know. I don't know what I want. I just want Blizzard to be good. In 3 games, 2 of those were hack and slash. The third was turn-based, which is where I dipped out. The hack and slash was fun though. They had a turn-based LOTR. I don't think I ever played that one. Yeah, turn-based normally isn't my favorite, but I do like Baldur's Gate 3. That is a fun game. Never thought I would like a game like that ever. They did such a good job on it. I've played it multiple times. I've beaten it multiple times. And I don't really know how to play that good either. It's kind of my game where I just chill out. They're gonna stay focused on Overwatch? You think so? What do you mean? Are they bringing back 6v6? Are they like bringing back Overwatch 1 essentially? It's super old, but you can probably watch some speedrun of it. Oh, like which game? The turn-based one? I was so upset with Blizzard after they mutilated Overwatch 1, forced you to go to 2, and then all that whole thing was just the worst. They totally screwed up there. It's the turn-based speedrun. Is the music loud enough, or is it not? It doesn't seem like y'all can hear it. They were top notch, those 2 games. Just ignore it. Music's fine. Okay, cool. Cool. It's horrible. So much junk. Such a waste. Old Guildies used to work for WoW Q&A. I think got sent to Overwatch when Blizz downsized their WoW staff. He said they don't have plans to ever do much with WoW for new stuff. When was that, Grasshopper? They had some Baldur's Gate games that were basically the same style, but we didn't know about them, unfortunately. Maybe didn't even make it to Germany, no clue. So like, because I'm wondering, because I remember that like Bellular was talking about how they always thought that it was WoW was a dead game, and they were just managing to decline. But now they know it's going to be around forever, so now they're actually putting work into it. That's what they said. This was in the last like 2 years, year and a half, 2 years. So I'm wondering if, like, because I know that was the mentality before. And then they got Metzen back to thinking 2022, 23. He got sent to Overwatch 2. Oh, Overwatch 2. So, yeah, so around that time, that was the mindset. I think, and they started shifting kind of a little bit afterwards. So, which is kind of making sense because they're doing a lot for PvE. I really think, I think Chris Metzen is bringing the balls back, which is what it needs, because they really made it this pussy game where you're like collecting fairy dust and planting seeds everywhere. Oh, he did. That sucks. Sucks. I mean, look, like layoffs happen, but I don't like how they do them for like, I think, like quarterly reports. Like, look how much money we like. It's kind of a deceptive way of doing it at the expense of solid teams that are imperative for the betterment of the games. Like long term, it's better for the health of the game having like your solid teams around. Now, if somebody's not doing their job, that's another thing. If sometimes you have to downsize for other reasons, I get that. Nobody's entitled to never be fired, but still, I mean, the way they do it really pisses me off because I think it hurts their games more than it helps, and I don't think it's good for them long term, honestly. Just for that short-term profit gain. But I don't look at their spreadsheets. Just my gut reaction, gut instinct. But like, they're making a lot of improvements to the game. Working for Blizzard sucks anyway. They don't even pay well. Yeah, they don't, I don't think. And they put you under constant performance pressure. Yeah, I know. It's not a great place to work, I've heard. It's unfortunate. You put into your team and you're going to get a return on it. Believe it or not, this is Legion soundtrack. There's free popcorn. The old WoW GM leaked shit and he was burnt out after a year. I might know who you're talking about. Wow. Yeah, it's rough, man. Like, I would think that I don't know. It's such a competitive industry, and I can see them being mistreated, and because of that, right? I mean, just find somebody else who will take the crap. But I was also, I watched a video yesterday when I was working out. It's the only time I have it in the morning. And Asmongold was doing a reaction video to a game designer who was explaining how things used to be. What are we listening to? Give me a sec. This is kind of strange. Make sure we're listening to it. This is Legion. Okay. Anyway, so reaction. This game designer was saying how it used to be. He said he used to have this chalkboard, and I think he was a Fallout designer. He was like the head GM or something, and he had this chalkboard, and he would write down the top 10 problems of the day that needed to be solved, and have a name by each one. And one of the names of the people who would solve it, they went in. Okay, that's my name right there. They go through and get it done. He said 10 years later, he couldn't do that because people were too sensitive and they didn't want the responsibility. There's all sorts of stuff like that. Koro Show, what's up, man? How are you? And also he used to ask for simple code done, and they would have that within the hour. And then it got to the point where he would ask for a very simple code, and they would say, oh, it takes like a month to do that. They said, why? And then they'd have to go back and forth, and eventually he showed them what he wanted. He says, simple code, it'll take 45 minutes to do. And the guy says, well, that's not possible. So he writes down a basic code, says, this is an example. It's like, oh, and he says, okay, give us like 2 weeks. And stuff like that. And so you hear about these things, and you're wondering, you're like, okay, you have these layoffs and stuff, which that's a problem. But then you also have a lot of the people who are working there who are just the biggest pussies. And they can't take pressure. They're too anxious. It's all about this mental health bullshit. And so you wonder how much of that is actually holding that industry up, because I don't know, just the work ethic is way different today than it used to be. I remember when I was growing up, if I didn't want to do something, or if I was even I was feeling under the weather or whatever, I was just told to suck it up. And then you hear the stories of your parents, it was like 20 times worse. Right? So cheese, the cheesecloth. Socks will make it linty, so use cheesecloth. Anyway. Maybe I order some cheesecloth and experiment with this. I'll finish this old-fashioned way. But like, I don't know. It's just, you hear about these stories and it's like people don't want to put the work in. They're incompetent and it's too much like, oh, anxiety and blah, 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 and this and that, and they don't want to do the work. So I think you have kind of that I'm sure, here's the other thing, what I don't understand, is if there are people like that and it's such a competitive industry, why aren't they fired and somebody who's hired who actually does do the work? That's what I don't understand. Why don't they just hire the person who will do the work? So let me tell you something. If I was in that industry and I saw that stuff and I was the programmer, I would just say, look, I'll do it. I'll do the code. That's my personality. I wouldn't say, oh, blah, 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 I don't want to. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. But, you know. And it's all hearsay. It's hard to tell, but it also kind of makes some sense. Ooh, this is good paint. Put that. What is that? There's a piece. Do that. Yeah, so in the big companies, you're right. They have, like, and he was talking about that too. He says it's gotten to the point, like, where they don't get anything done because they're always questioning and they're scared to just go through and get things done. They have to run it by like 20 people, and it's just gotten so bloated and inefficient. And that's a real problem. It's a problem with any large company, and you have to, there are ways around that. Like, you can make your company efficient and run smoothly, but you have to put energy into it. You know, but these people instead, they just get another boss to take care of it. And that just compounds the problem. And half these people, it seems like they're just incompetent. The scratcheth and divoteth. Yeah. All this, the scratching here, yeah. That's a weathered palette, my friend. It is one that has been used. It's been through many painting battles, many painting cockfights. Always come out on top. You know, I mean, and this coding is ass, right? Like, who would want to code? Well, that's their job. They decided to do this. It's not like they were forced at gunpoint to do coding, right? So if you're going to do it, right? Don't not do it and complain about it, right? Like I complained about painting. Life is so unfair, I have to paint. I don't complain about painting. I don't think I do. All my wounds are self-inflicted. It's true. This is a self-inflicted wound today. Cautionary tales. You know, but look how much paint I got. This is solid paint right here. It's not bad. We're good. Okay. All right, UAFK, Grasshopper. Still probably be around, but I appreciate you hanging out with me, Grasshopper. It's good talking with you, it really is. I don't take any of you guys for granted. Yeah, Gears does. But that's what my point is, that there are jobs that aren't necessarily fun, but people do them. And oftentimes they do them because there's a part of them that it clicks and they enjoy doing it. But it's still like, it's their choice to be doing that type of stuff. And if it's their job, it needs to get done. So to me, you know, it's like, oh, it's coding's hard, this and that. That's your job. Your job is to do hard. And if you're not going to do it, somebody else should be hired to get the job done, because the consumer doesn't want to hear, oh, the coding was too hard, we couldn't get this done, so it took like 2 years to get this something done, which should have been done within a week. Why is the paint so chunky late? Oh yeah, Cora, so what's happening is that this is the purified paint that I have. This is the Michael Harding's paint that they, like, it's just, this is actually a good piece right here, but it has all this junk in it. And so I was going to throw this tube out, but I said, well, I could stream and do this at the same time and salvage some of this lead white, because I need enough lead white to do a landscape painting that I'm doing right now, which now I have way more than enough. So here's the tube right here. And it's a large tube, and so I've probably done a little bit over half of it, to be honest with you. And I'm not going to do the whole thing today. I might pick it up later. I might not. I might throw that out. It depends, because this is taking up a day's work of me just painstakingly going through this stuff and just picking out all these little spots in it, which is just, this, nobody should have to do this. It's a premium product. It was just a bad tube of paint. And the thing is, I've had tubes before with some stuff in them, but normally it's like, okay, you get like a piece or two. This, the whole thing is just riddled with it. And it wasn't until, like, I think I had it here for like, I was sitting in my bag for like a year or something. And anyway, I should have returned it, but I didn't. I kind of felt like it was like too late for me to do it. So I'm just trying to salvage as much paint as I can. Anyway, this is what we've gotten out of it so far. This is a lot of junk in there. Like, I mean, large pieces of stuff. So it's just, but this is the good that we have. And I'm going to tube it in a second. After I finish, this is the last squeeze that I did. I'm going to tube it after I get that. Yeah, you're right. The lead white, man. It's just, to be honest with you. Okay, so Jeff was on the stream earlier today, and he's like the expert with paints. And he was saying to try RGH, which is based in California. It's much cheaper and it's thick, right? Just like his mom's Kinkles. And so I'm going to get on after this, because I have enough to do this painting, but I'm going to get on and get the RGH paint. It's much cheaper, right? Nice and thick, like his mom's Kinkles. So we're going to use that. That's what I'm going to get. Fortunately, I had checked Michael Harding, or I had checked Jerry's Artorama and Dick Blick for Michael Harding's, and the lead white, the Cremnitz white, is out of stock, expected back, I think, the 5th of this month. So like, what, tomorrow? And that was actually a blessing in disguise. At first I was like, oh, this is delaying me. That's why I'm getting this done, because I'm going to start a painting tomorrow. But I think instead of paying them Michael Harding's, because they didn't do this, you know, like a good tube here, I'm going to instead go to RGH, so I'd probably save some money. had tubes come like that. Even had a tube that was 2 colors. There's, again, I've said this like a lot here, there's no excuse for it. That's really messed up. So I will tube this. In a second, so I get this done. Okay, so like this, there's a lot of junk in this, I can tell already. This is a giant piece. But like, yeah, it really, it's like, is this worth my time? Because I could be painting and doing this. The only reason why I'm doing this is I didn't have any other paint that would suffice. I have Rublev, but I'm not gonna, I want to start the painting with like this type of paint for the sky, especially because it works the way that I want it to work in the initial layers. And then Rublev's, I want to put it on the top, like for the clouds, you can get some solid effects because it's all stringy. It's really nice. So that's why, and that's why I'm taking the time to do this, because otherwise this would not be worth it. If I had another paint of 2, I'd say, you know what, it's not worth taking my time. But I didn't have any other lead white aside from Rublev. With acrylics, we just ran them through a set of sieves, mainly airbrushing. Yeah, I'm going to tube the paint by hand. And I'll do that on stream. I'm going to in a second. I just need to, like, that's as much as we have. Well, this and that, and then we're good. So we're almost done. So we got some good paint out of this. Just, again, I shouldn't have to do this. But I'm choosing to. It's on me. Look at this. Look at that. See this? See that right there? It's awful. Another piece. This is essentially a giant chunk right here. Look at that. All this stuff. Look at this. It's absolutely horrible. Premium paint, guys. Buttery smooth. Lead is best for early layers. It's still more flexible than titanium. The strong hand muscles. Thank you. It's from gripping my dad so much. Effects, I wonder why. Everything with you comes back to like porn, essentially. Everything. There's some stuff. There's that. Like, I would start a new one, but I kind of want to get all of it on here so I can show you. Oh, I just got it all over my hand. Don't worry, it's only poison. It's a lot, isn't it? It's a lot of, like, and each one's like individually picked. Just like my boogers. You should send pictures to Michael Harding's to the complaint department. The good thing about that is that I have this on the stream, so if I need to, I just screenshot my stream because I'm too lazy to take a picture of this right now. Though I could with this camera, but I'm using it to stream. I don't even want to right now. Actually, you know what? You know what? I might actually do that. I might actually do that. Or even better, I just send them the link to my stream. Be like, this is what I streamed. And then like Michael Harding's comes after all of you guys too. It turns out there's some like they're like extremely corrupt and vindictive. Just randomly. None of it has to make sense. It's just they all come after us. Suck it versus Michael Harding. That's there you go. I mean, I don't know what happened with this. I don't know. It might be the paint mixing machines. I'm assuming it is. Like it's just not cleaned, or I don't know, because I don't know how those things work. But all I know is junk and paint bad. WTF. Okay. It's like whatever fixes that, do it. Do it. Do it. Like I said, I met the guy, and I have trouble linking him to this because it's like that guy was like so much into the paint. Now it could be like, yeah, he's a salesman and stuff, and I just got gypped. But his paint has always been good. It used to be very good, like for years. And then this happens, and I'm having trouble computing. The QC? What's the QC? Lifetime free Cremnitz, baby. I did not drive myself off a cliff. Alright. Almost done, guys. And look, this isn't even the whole tube. This is probably a third of the tube that I've done. Maybe a third. It could be only a fourth. In other words, there is a lot of crap in this. Wouldn't be surprised if they outsourced it to China. Quality control. Okay, QC is quality control. Check the tube where it's made. I don't think it says. I mean, it says it's in London. Yeah, it doesn't say. It says MH London, handmade, but it doesn't say made in London. But I'm sure it probably is, right? Because it says it is. Whatever. Oh! As in Wales? Or be a fat Made in America stamp on it if it was. This is like whistleblower stuff. Michael's gonna have to do you a big favor to keep this quiet. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really keeping it quiet. I'm streaming it. This last piece. I really regret doing this. Even though I have all this good paint, I still regret it. I'm thinking to myself, I'm an idiot for doing this. I should have just said, hey, look, this has crap in it. Can you send me a new tube? They'd be like, yeah. And they're like, thanks. That's literally all I had to do. Okay, that's looking good. Okay, look at this. This here. There we go. Is that it? Please be it. All right, that's fine. Look at all this. Yeah, my shin bone. I hit like, this chair is old, and so like there is a padded cushion there, but it's really so worn down that it's just a plank of wood, and I just slammed into it. Just out of curiosity, what is the number of price group on this tube? 307, Series 3. Is that what you're asking? Number 307, Series 3. And then, I'm going to try to find the... Wait a second. PW1 is right under that. I don't know if that's answering your question or not. It's walnut oil. Okay, good. When he reads your message, he spits the tea out and says, "No! Butler called the board having a meeting." If he has a butler, he doesn't probably care about such things like, ha! You see him doing a maniacal laugh instead. Alright, so, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna tube it. Hopefully y'all can see this okay. Let's see if I do this. Should I set the camera up like that? Okay. I'm gonna do something a little bit different here. Let's bring this down some. And you can see, I don't know. Is this blurry? I don't know if this is even a good shot, honestly. Yeah, this will be fine. And what I can do is enlarge. Yes. This, just a little bit. Do this. Okay, and then you can actually see me tubing it. I'll try to tube it correctly. Yes! Look! Tubes! Yes! No tubes. What we need is a long palette knife. Okay. Push this forward some this way. All right there. And then y'all can see this here. Okay. Hey guys. All right, so from here, wait a second. I can always bring this up some and then just tilt it down. What's wrong with me? Do this. Okay. Got it? Here we go. Oh yeah. Don't worry. I'll put you to good use. Come on. That's a bitch. Stay down there. You just want it to stay down, and then what you do, you kind of drop it like this, and it'll get all the air bubbles out, pack it down and such, and then you tube it out afterwards. I'm trying to get a large piece. I have this technique which, if I can like thin it out, like have it like hanging some. Oh, come on. Right there. See? Like this. And you can't touch the sides. Hold that down. Press it in. Like that. Okay. This is such a stupid thing that I did today. I could have created a masterpiece, but no. No. To follow this foolish move to get oil paint. I do have paint though now. That's a plus of today's exertions. There we go. It looks like ice cream. It does. It actually really does. There you go. There you go. So, yeah, you don't want it, as you can see, like in here, I don't know if y'all can see, it's kind of blurry, but when it starts getting on the sides, like high up here, it gets a little bit tricky. You kind of have to scoop around it and then like reposition it and then get it deeper down. Because even this is what you want. And I can start doing this at this point too. Kind of, but do it off. Let's do it here. This, you need a hard surface. And tell me if, I don't want this to like, I know it's kind of loud. Let me put this over here. So I packed it down some, and I will continue. And oddly enough, it appears like it's only up to like right here. So disheartening. It's like no paint at all, really. There we go. So you like want it on the tip and you want it nice and thin. Like that. There, something like that right there. It's just, I found this is the most efficient way of doing it. A lot of people like taking like, they'll take it and, you know, use the top edge to kind of scoop it off, which I'll do at some point, but you want to get as much of the pigment down there as possible without hitting the walls. And it can get messy, it can get dicey. That's why tubing paint's not for the faint of heart. Look at this. There we go. That's actually, I did a pretty good job with this. Getting down like that. All right, so now, do this again. I'm going to put this over here so it doesn't bother you guys. Just temporarily. Okay, got that. And what we do, wipe this off. And from here, take this and I'm going to press. Okay, so first off, the paint's going to about right here. So I press in. I don't want to get any air. Got it. So press there. And just a little bit of paint will come out. That's okay. It's not much. There you go. So we got all the air out of it. There you go. Take it and we just fold it over. Ow. There you go. So do it. There you go. It's a tube. Tube. That's not bad. We got some. So I have this, and then from yesterday, or 2 days ago, actually, I did this. Got that 2 days ago, so I knew what I was kind of getting into today. So that's it. Sucks, but now I have plenty of paint. This is good paint out of this horrible thing, which I'm not sure I'm going to buy again, but maybe I do. I think I probably should say something to Michael Hardings about it. Because if you guys are saying that you know, there's other, you know, this is kind of a common occurrence. That's not a good thing, obviously. I know the camera's crooked, but I don't care. So that's it with this. Now, what time is it? Do we have time for something else? 4 o'clock? We have time to draw some. I'll set the camera up and I'll get some drawing done. Just bear with me here. But yeah, this is... Guys, look at this. Look. This is insane. I suppose I can clean this later, but... Or I can clean it now. Sneak peek at what I'm doing with the drawing, so we're just cleaning this stuff up. There you go. Easy, easy, easy. Just clean the palette knives afterwards. There you go. They clean nice. Palette knives, nice and clean. Now look at this. Look at all this junk. This is all the crap that I've gotten out. It even goes off the camera. There's so much. Look at this. Look at this junk. That's horrible. This is all the stuff that was in it. That's all the stuff. I'm going to take a picture and I'll get back on this. Give me a sec. I'm just going to take a picture with this going here. It's disgusting. I have a friend who is so disgusted by this type of stuff. Okay, anyway. What was I going to do? Throw that out. Throw this out. Disgust me. It's just something else. Clean this. Second here. What are we drawing? We are drawing the AI image. Cora, I'll see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping in, man. Appreciate it. Forgot to sign it. It's the dumbest thing ever. All right. Got this. It's clean. Cleaning done. All right, guys, let me set up really quick and we'll get some drawing. Just get a little bit. Do something. Give me a second. Give me a second. Got a couple of things I got to move around here. Well, anyway, I'm glad we got that over with. I actually do feel good that I got that done because I salvaged some of it. I learned something, kind of. I don't know. Maybe I didn't, but... What? Let's see. Which way is this facing? It's the drawing right behind me. You see off in the distance? That's the one. That's what we're doing. Bring it up. Y'all haven't seen it in a while. I've worked on it. I've been working on it kind of on and off in between prep work and all sorts of things. I'll bring it up here. There. That's... I have to go wash my hands. Obviously, I've been dealing with lead white. There we go. Okay, that's fine. That's that, and then look at this. Oh man. Lots of moving parts. Lots of moving parts here. But yeah. Camera just for a second. Actually, I'm gonna drop this down some. It's up. There. That's it. Okay. Shakuri, what's up? What's up, gal? Or boy, Eric. I don't know why QFX is calling you dude. You actually, Shakura, I'm glad you missed the first 2 or 3 hours, however long it's been. It's been absolutely the most grueling thing that I've done. Actually embarrassed that I had to do it. I didn't have to either. That's why I'm embarrassed. I did it. It's like the post Michael's paint mixer will make once they see your complaint. Rick? Alright, I'll be right back. I need to go wash my hands. Be right back. I gotta go take a dump. What do I need? Keys. Good. Sorry, I had to go pretend like I've never seen rain before. It's pouring outside. North Carolina. It's not like we don't get a lot. So, Robert, imagine the conversation. It's my name is not Rick. SpongeBob. I have about probably about 40 minutes or so to stream, and then I gotta get going. Just stirred the paint. You know what? It was probably something like simple like that, and I just did it totally the hard way. People are saying the cheese size. What is it? I'll go back. Whatever. Cheese socks or something. Okay. See this? Every time I start, I kind of take this and I pull it up. So I probably need new tape. Get it later. Pull this up. Place it down. Same thing with this one. You're kind of stretch the paper just very lightly on there so it doesn't come up. Now we can draw on it. That's it. She sucks. I already forgot what it was that people were saying. I'll ask. Either one of you guys will tell me, or I'm going to ask Grasshopper later. My life has been effectively drained by that endeavor. Today. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. I don't want to go through that again. I need to nurse my wounds. It was horrible. Cheesecloth? Yeah, it was something like that. So this is what you've been up to all these weeks, drawing buns of steel. Really, this is a chick who doesn't even exist. AI. Look, I really want to nail this point home. The only reason why I'm using AI is because I'm doing this live and I'm making videos of this stuff, and I don't want a real chick later on down the road to regret having done something nude and ask me to take it off. Don't want that. So, an AI chick is fine. She's not gonna ask me to take this down now unless somebody's like, oh, we don't. Unless it's like, change the policy. There's no new drawings by YouTube down the road, then I'm fine. Guys, it is freaking thundering. It's lightning outside. I might not make it. You rub that coat like you've been a single man for 20 years. Earthing today on the coldest summer day. All sorts of contractors are fixing roofs, doing landscaping, noisy as hell outside. Huh. Boom! You just got burnt by Shikari. Fall has begun. Yeah, it kind of feels that way for some reason. I know what you mean. Fall is my favorite time. Followed by my least favorite time. Yeah, I'm glad you noticed that QFX. I was like, whatever. The thing is, there a lot. If you look in the mirror, or you do like, I tried to look with mine, but my anatomy is totally different than this, and a lot of stuff goes on back there. And if you rotate it with a light, it's just like, you know, it's kind of crazy. So, if anything, like with this, I could take this dark piece out. I don't know. I've seen a lot of weird things on models that unless you saw them, you wouldn't think they're real. That's why it kind of psychs you out. And this is one of the downsides with AI. But again, like, you guys don't, if I'm telling somebody to do this, get a live model or a real life photograph. Go off of a real life reference. We have plenty of those. I can't use those on stream. I'm not going to. A lot of them are copyrighted, and then I also don't want the women, like I said, coming to me later saying I don't want my picture up. That's why I do it. So I do this to be safe, but the downside is that I'm going to get some crazy anatomy, and sometimes I won't know if it's real or not. Yeah, backs, I'm telling you, like, there's a lot that goes on in backs. Just look up, just look it up. Especially, like, go to a bodybuilder's magazine or something and look it up in different lighting. It's insane what goes on. And Boring posted this real life model stuff, and her clavicles look really fake, but turns out it's real. No clue how it even makes sense to thin out like that. That's why I'm saying, like, there's stuff that I've gone and, for example, and you know this because, like, when you're critiquing somebody or when you're getting critiqued at school, like, I've been on both sides of it, where I'm critiquing somebody and I'm getting the critique, and the person who's going off and critiquing, they'll look at the drawing and be like, this can't be right. Then they'll get the model in position. They'll be like, that's actually what's happening. And sometimes it's not. And that's the thing. It's like, it's tricky. It's hard to know. Also, another thing that I've done here, I might be able to tell. I actually got this kind of how I want, like lighting-wise on here. I've actually lowered the lighting here and here some, or I'm going to try so that there's more of a highlight kind of going along the side, right? That's my goal with this. One of the reasons why I haven't been streaming too is that this type of work right here is just so boring to watch, I would think. Like, you can't even tell what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mother Nature works in mysterious ways. If you wore a bikini, things would be more interesting. A mankini. I wouldn't want to see men in mankinis. Only the women can pull this feat off. Sure, I won't trip over those cinder blocks later. I'm sure it'll be fine. So, y'all see how it's like fuzzy here and here? I've kept it like that so that I can move it around. I'm getting to the point where I can probably start locking it in, but I moved this quite a bit. And I'm still working that edge a little bit, but like I can start bringing this in. And so when I start bringing these areas in, I kind of did the same thing around here. Then I can start putting accents on those areas. So the more, like, I'm always talking about working each stage up and getting the proportions correct and keeping it there as long as you can. But keeping it there as long as you can, you need to make sure it's flexible to move, so you can't lock it in. You can't over darken right away, because otherwise you can't take that up. So you need to be creative in your ways, like really foresee what you're going to do and not put down like too dark of a mark at first. But at a stage like this, it's like I could probably at this point go in and start like darkening things and stuff. I probably should be doing that a little bit more in these areas, but there were certain areas that I was unsure of the drawing, and so I purposefully kept them light. But when you start going through, because I can still bring this down further, and so this drawing is going to pop even more than it is, but I just said to myself, I'm just taking my time with this one. It's kind of a work I'm doing in between everything. Move those cheeks. So it's not for a commission or anything. And I'm just trying to get a good drawing out of it and get good practice, get some benefits out of this. That's the goal with this piece, at least. This is an H right now, and this is a particularly hard H, which is nice because I'm essentially working the charcoal into the paper. I'm kind of thinking of it like paint. Like there's loose charcoal on the top. There's kind of charcoal that's a little bit more embedded into the grain of the paper. So the loose one at the top, I'm kind of moving around to where I want it to go and like working it into the paper and such. Like here, there's loose charcoal, but I'm not pressing hard, but this is a pretty hard H. And so I'm very lightly going over it, but slowly working the grain down and working the charcoal into the paper. And so I'm trying to get the optimal effect from it. And so it's kind of filling in those white spots and making it a very smooth surface, but not like killing it. And that's what I did here. And in fact, I did go over it just once with like the brush, like in certain areas. I just went through like, you know, just once going through. I didn't want to overdo it. I just did it enough just to push some of the charcoal into the paper. And then the rest, I just go through and work it like I've been working it here, because it gives it a fresher look. If you go and overdo it and like, you know, brush it into the work, it oftentimes, it looks too smoothed out. Though you can make it work. You can make it work. It's just, I guess it just depends on what type of technique you want to do. HB, that's the medium grade. And so here, squinting down, I can go in with a little bit of the softer charcoal and lay down a little bit more charcoal that I can work in with the H, right, later. So I'm just bringing that value back down, darkening it a little bit. I'm going to start using charcoal again. Oh, and Shakuri, I wanted to talk to you about what it means really, like, in your work. And I'm not picking on you. This is going to help you, because I know you were asking about this, like unifying the values, lights and darks, and getting the light impression stuff. Reworked this piece already like 5 times. I'm just not satisfied with it. Kind of annoying. So like the unification of lights and darks is simply, it's like you have your shadow shape, squint down, you have your medium shapes, and then you have your lights, right? So you're organizing your light and dark values, and you're keying them up together. So when you squint down, for example, like when you squint way down, you can just do this is all like one solid shape right here. But then when you slightly open your eyes up, then you can get these shapes out of it, right? But it's very basic. And then as you slowly open your eyes, you're getting more values, but you want to key them up. So like what you do in your work, you tend to, you have like a dark value, but then these values you'll have like 2 light. So your midtones will be 2 light. And then you try to compensate by pushing everything else much lighter to make it pop. But it's flat because the paint can't go that bright. So what you have to do instead, you have to squint down. So like in your flowers, it can be hard, but you squint down and the midtones you'll see go down just a little bit in value. And if you do that, it'll make your lighter values pop more, and it'll make it, right, push. So that, and coupled with the drawing, where you're placing those values, that's what's going to help you with your work. You tend to overdraw stuff. So when you squint down, for example, like a good thing would be the ribs here. It's very easy. A lot of people make the ribs very dark and then very light in between, but they need to be keyed up in relationship to everything else here. So when you squint down, you'll see that they'll unify to a certain degree, but when you slightly open up, that's when you see the differences, and that's that difference, that subtle, very subtle variation within that value range. So the value range is within this, and it's subtle. That's what you have to get put in the right place. That's the drawing, right? So with my portrait, I didn't even notice how light the chin was until QFX said something. Exactly. So if you're squinting down, you just want to, like, that's why in paint you'll see me block things in, because I'm just blocking the big basic shapes of everything, right? But I'm squinting, and I'll be squinting with this too. Oftentimes I'm opening my eyes to see like the details of what I'm doing to kind of get into the grooves here. But like, but in terms of like the values and stuff, like squinting down is what's going to enable you, like you squint down, flash your eyes back and forth, and that's how I can tell if this value and this value and this value and this relate to each other, right? it could be that this is too light compared to this. If it's too light, then is this too dark? Or is this correct, or is this too dark? Or is this the correct value and this is too light, right? So that's what you go for here. And so, speaking of which, this might come down just a little bit, but that's how you get the light impression. And that's how certain details, like, you know, certain things kind of are lost a little bit more in the shadows, get a little bit darker, whereas other things kind of might brighten. Most of the time it's darkening things, right? See problems too when I look at small photos of myself. The eye always focuses on the lightest part of the painting. If that's the chin, not so optimal. And most people make things too light. And the reason is because when we're observing, we're really focusing on whatever we're observing. And so it kind of like we're magnifying it. So we magnify it and we make it lighter. You could, for example, if you look into a shadow area in a room, you can look and see detail. And so you want to paint that detail. But when you squint down and look at the whole room and look at that shadow, you'll notice that shadow compared to everything else is a little bit darker, and some of those objects are lost. And that's what you want to paint. And so, yeah, so that's, if you got that with your work, and because you can still, I'm not saying don't get detail, but the detail needs to be put in its proper value range because you're making it too light. If you got that, you'd be amazing. So, and that has to do with the drawing. So it's funny, we're talking about that with this here. That's what this is for. Specifically, this is how we learn to, I've been showing you all how to do pencil drawings and the process and all this stuff, like, oh, this is how you block it in, keep it at this stage, blah, blah, blah. There's value to that. And I've kept them very simple. I've done 1,000 of them. And some of them I've worked up a little bit more. But this is how you push the value range. This is how you key it. And I can still go a little bit darker here. Like, check this out. See this right here? Watch. I don't know if you can tell, but that's a little bit darker. And I actually need to get this one, because that one's not really working. I didn't want to press too hard in this. See? You can get darker with this, and even that much is going to push it forward, pop everything forward. Like that now shows that this, it puts this in its proper place. Like if I was to go through, and I'll do a little demonstration here. If I want to go and like push this value a little bit more, because I'm getting to the point where I can do that. Now I can go in and slightly, you see I put a little bit value right there, and that's going to make it pop some. But I need to make sure that it still works with everything else. So I'm squinting down to make sure that that's the case. And it, you know, because if I can look in here and convince myself there's so much detail, but you know, you don't want to overdo it. And that's the key. That's why squinting in this type of stuff makes sense. That's okay. So I know the perfect man is one. So I know that like I do a particular type of work, but and that everybody in our Discord kind of does different stuff. But this, when you learn it, can be applied to all those different methods that, you know, all those different styles, because it's teaching you how to see proportions, how to work something up, whatever style you want to work it up in. And then it's also showing you how to organize light and dark values and make them make sense. That doesn't mean that you need to always do this type of work, but it gives you the ability to do what you want to do. So if you want to do a stylized drawing or painting, you know, okay, I know what I'm going to stylize, but I also know a little trick how to push it forward. I know how to make it look a little bit more real, but put the style in it I want. And that's the idea behind it. It's not supposed to be everybody has to draw this way. In fact, that's not supposed to be that. Like, it really isn't supposed to be that. It's supposed to be you know, you learn drawing and then you go out there and you come up with your own methods and techniques and you know, do how, like, be creative with it. Not just be like, you know, a replicator, you're just copying. That's not what you want. You know, it just isn't. So that's why, like, in our Discord, I'm constantly telling people really very similar things. But it's the truth, because no matter what style it is that people are drawing in, they're held back by the same stuff. It's this drawing. If you want to do this style, fine. You want to do this style, that style, but an artist, somebody who's trained, can tell what they're being held back by, like the technique. They don't know how, like, you know, the quality of a line, the shadow shapes, the colors off, the drawings off. They're trying to do this, trying to do that. Those are technical things. You can do it in whatever style you want to do it in. You know. So I'm going in a circular technique right now. I'm really just, as you can tell, I'm working around the entire piece and just trying to fine tune everything. I gotta go in a couple, like 2 or 3 minutes. You get mi papa. It's pouring down rain too. I was hoping it would stop by now. You haven't seen this new portrait post, have you? I haven't seen it. When did you post it? I've been keeping track of Discord too. You must have just posted it. I wonder if some old masters just pumped out a high chroma mid-bass layer, layered in lights and darks, because it kind of looks like that, and those mids really pop. Let's see what you're talking about. So this is an HB. So when I'm working on this, I'm like, okay, what's this value compared to everything else, right? And so that's what I'm going off of. The way that I tend to work, I tend to go dark and then I go back in with the light and lighten it back up. Sometimes it feels very satisfying, like darkening things very quickly, but oftentimes it can be too much, right? And so you have to be very aware of the values that you're putting in. You know. HB, this is a medium grade, and it's kind of a hard medium, hard B right now. This could be like an H, so I'm just very lightly going over it and moving the loose charcoal from the B into those grooves, and it just takes a little bit of patience, but if you are patient and you can just bear with it for a little bit, you'll notice a change and it gets a little bit smoother without ruining the tooth of the work. Everything I'm doing here has to do with drawing. I'm trying to fix the drawing. That's what really is taking the most time, is fixing the drawing, right? Get the base, get everything built up properly, and then we can go in with the accents and all that stuff and the finishing touches and make this thing look nice and professional. It really makes it, especially at the very end when you're putting like the accents on everything, and like what I'll do, I'll solidify like shapes in a subtle way, and that's what really, if you get the values in the drawing correct, oof, that's what makes it pop. So, guys, I have got to get going. It is time. I got to get back to me papa. Make sure me papa is doing okay. And then we have the drawing class tonight. Y'all couldn't see what I did here, I don't think. Can you? I don't think you can see it. But anyway, there was a difference. You guys are awesome. Thanks for sticking with me, especially it was a pretty boring stream because of having to do these tubes. Shikari, you didn't see, but this is what I got done. Got a tube, paint out of this. Just purified it essentially. And somehow managed to get red on my hand. Where's this coming from? Yeah. Anyway. Huh, that's weird. All right, guys. I'll see you around. I'll stream. I'll be streaming. I'll stream. I don't know when. Probably next week. Possibly tomorrow, but I think next week. We'll get back to streaming. I haven't stopped. All right. I'll see you.